Hey guys, welcome tonight. We have a full house tonight. It's going to be a really, really great show. This is SilverList After Dark, and I'm Michael Lance, so we're going to be in for a good one. Okay, great. Let's get started tonight. We have a lot of interesting topics to talk about. We have some great guests on the show, so why don't we start by everybody's name and a short little bio, what you're doing in life, and how your life is going. Let's start this way.
My name, where do I look? This way? My name is Angie Boyd. I have lived in Costa Mesa for almost 4 years now. I own a small business pop-up marketplace that travels around different wineries and breweries just to support local and small shopping. It's kind of like a festival where you can come all day. If you don't like to shop, you can drink beer. There's live music. There's workshops. It's pretty much like a way to fire up your local economy, which I really feel passionately about.
Love that. And you?
My name's Ray. I manage a chain of local yoga studios. I came here for college and found them and her and never left. So I found my community and I love it here and that's what I do.
Love it.
Yes. I'm Elizabeth. I am a college student studying environmental science, and I'm also a personal trainer. I was born and raised in Orange County. I've been here for 21 years.
Love it.
My name is Lena, also born and raised in Orange County, living in Newport. I work in accounting, but striving to set up my own business and just going with the flow of life.
Love it. Erin, we know who you are. Yeah. Start here. Just your name and something short about everybody that can learn about you.
My name's Carla, and I was born and raised in the Bay, but I live in LA, and I just graduated school from econ, and I'm just vibing right now.
Love it.
Love that.
Nice. And you? Just your name, something about you that everybody should know or that you want to share?
I'm Camille, born and raised in LA. I work for a doctor in Beverly Hills doing aesthetic procedures.
Love it.
Queen.
Good person to know.
Sarah. I have lived in OC for over 7 years now. I grew up in Saudi Arabia. I'm originally from Jordan. I do have an accent. And I used to weigh 230 pounds.
No way!
Oh, that queen.
Way out. Gastric bypass, you guys.
It doesn't matter. As long as you get there.
Yeah, and I started my own marketing business, just marketing small social media companies, restaurants, and now I work for a jewelry place.
Love it.
Love that.
Nice.
Love it. So we got some really, really great people on here today. Erin, everybody seems super dynamic, super, interesting, which I want to get into some really great topics. So I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be a good vibe. I think we should start with the first topic that I had. And it's a really big one for me because I see it now with like the younger generation, not so much with, mine definitely, I'm a little older, so mine definitely did do it, was plastic surgery, right? Like plastic surgery now is like such a huge thing. I remember before it was something like, like older women kind of did. It wasn't like such a younger thing, right? Like now like girls that are 20 years old, they're trying to like look like a certain aesthetic type. So they're getting lip fillers and they're doing the whole thing. So I wanted to know what your current take on plastic surgery is nowadays, and if you currently have any, or if you're planning on getting some. Let's start with Ray. Let's start with you.
I don't have any.
Okay.
I'm definitely planning on it.
Okay.
I love that.
Am I wrong?
Okay. You want to share what you're planning on getting, what you want to maybe do?
So I'm eventually gonna get Botox.
Okay.
I feel like everyone would agree with me. I just think it's like accessible and it's easy, and like that's probably the reason so many people are doing it. It's interesting to me that like you felt like people didn't do it, because when I moved to Orange County, I was like, oh, it's normal here. I'm from a small town. When I lived there, I was like, I would never do that. I moved here and I was like, oh, it's everywhere. Like I work under Dr. Dubrow. He's above me. He films his show. It's like very normalized. So for me, I felt like my adventure in Orange County, if you will, is what made me feel like, oh, like this is such a normal thing. But yeah, I'm sure that as I get older and start to wrinkle, I'll just take care of it, right? Like it's so easy.
I would say it wasn't like when I was in my younger 20s, like it wasn't as predominant as it is now, right? Like, like
were you living in LA?
Yes, but like even still, like you went out to like Hot Topic and you bought clothes and you just went out to concerts and no one really gave a shit, right? You're just kind of like doing your thing. And this this was before Instagram was really big.
Yeah.
This is before the whole Instagram thing.
Or
like,
you could see
exploded.
what everyone else looked like.
Exactly.
And what you don't look like.
Right.
And what you should look like.
Right. And now there's this like ideal of an aesthetic.
Yeah.
Right, which is like, I don't know, like this really chiseled face and like a certain size lips
It's
and
pretty.
certain whatever. It's pretty. But like that wasn't like I grew up, I remember like Britney Spears was the model of like aesthetic, right? And she didn't have really, it wasn't like big lips. It's like, so Kylie Jenner kind of came in, I think, and like changed the whole, perspective at a younger age, and then got all this surgery, and now younger girls are, and I honestly have mixed feelings about it. Like I don't know. Sometimes I think it looks good, and sometimes I'm thinking it's too much. Like I really like really natural looking. Like if you have a naturally beautiful face, which a lot of you guys do. I really like that. Like there's something appreciative about that, right? Like I don't want every girl to look the same.
I need to comment.
Yes, please do.
So, Botox is actually good for you.
Sure.
Even
But
if you're younger.
But is Botox the same as plastic surgery?
Yes.
Not really.
Is it
No,
the same?
it's injectable.
Botox is, and fillers are kind of different, but Botox, to say, like, I get Botox, I need it right now. You don't need it, baby.
Yeah.
You need it, like, look
I
at
said
that,
eventually.
you know? Yeah, maybe
I will.
eventually, but it's in your genes. Botox is something that's in your genes. So if you're, like my mom has wrinkles, so it's kind of like that type of thing.
Sure.
But the quicker you get it, the more possibility of you not getting wrinkles.
I see.
When you get older and older. So Botox is actually a good thing to do. Well, fillers comes to whether you want to do or not. And that's where I think maybe you're going in more like plastic surgeries, as in like boob job and like all of that, right?
I mean, the whole thing of like reconstructing your face almost, right? Like.
Yeah, where are we drawing the line for what is plastic surgery and what is like cosmetic?
For me, I think plastic surgery is when you basically actually get surgical procedures. Like you're enhancing your nose.
But that's the thing is you can do all of those enhancements now with fillers. That's why the line is so blurred. That's why plastic surgery is so popular now.
Got it.
Is you can do a non-surgical nose job. You get filler here and here. You can do a non-surgical like jaw. Like that's the thing.
Why
it's
are
like
you
it's also.
Why are you laughing?
Like I got a nose job at 19.
No way! Wow.
Yeah.
I got my
I'm getting a
gastric
nose
bypass
job
at 16.
Yeah.
I'm getting a nose job next week.
I am very fortunate.
Next week, go
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm left out of the club. I should have got a nose
Yeah.
job years ago.
What's also cool about nose jobs is that some people actually do it to breathe better, like
Yeah.
Right.
deep symptoms and
Right.
stuff. Like
Mm.
I've thought about getting a nose job because I just wanted to breathe, and
Got
it's
it.
like
Oh, no.
like obviously the aesthetics of it is a plus, so it's
Right.
like you get a win-win situation.
Sure.
So I think it determines on exactly what you're doing it for.
Right.
So, yeah.
No, I mean, I've honestly, I've thought about it. Like, I was born with my dad's nose.
Yeah.
The fucking thing just sticks out. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like watching the show of myself, and it's like fucking just in the air. And I always make this joke. It's like it's good enough for two faces because it's like something. But I mean, I never really realized, and it's actually kind of shocking. Like, you never really realize like the shape of a nose really can change the difference in somebody's face. Like drastically. Somebody can go from like looking like average to looking like a supermodel just by fucking shaving that shit or whatever.
Wait,
like,
so that comment right there is when you're saying like you don't ever look the same. It's like that's the whole point. Is you can
Sure.
go from average
You
to
can literally make
supermodel
yourself
like
a
that.
supermodel.
Yeah,
That's the
You
whole
just need
point.
right.
Yeah.
the
Like
I'm
you
trying to-
didn't
If
just
I
say
have
it, but
it,
you
I'll
said
be
it.
on.
No,
Like, that's the
because you know what?
culture.
Because like I'm just being honest. It's true.
We all know it.
Like
That's
it's
what we're
true.
saying.
But there is a certain how do you say, like a certain, like there could be certain situations where people are where they're naturally beautiful, right? They really are. Like now I'll take Elizabeth for example. Like I went up and I talked to Elizabeth. I didn't know her, but her face was very striking to me, and she had a very like just interesting look. There's a lot of character to her face. And like to me, I wouldn't change it. Does that
What
make
if
sense?
his whole face was fake though? Would you feel cheated?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, but that's just me.
You're
right?
coming in as an observer, though. Like, the whole thing about plastic surgery is, like, if you have an insecurity about something
Sure.
that you want to change,
Yes.
100%.
Go
If
ahead.
it's bothering you, if it's going to increase your self-confidence,
Sure.
it's not for the person looking at you. It's for your own self-confidence.
Yes.
And I think that's
Sure.
Yeah.
why
You're
you
the
should...
most person who looks in yourself in the mirror.
Yeah.
Oh no, I totally get that. Like, we're always are.
Like, I don't think your nose is in your face. Like,
I think
your
it's
nose is normal.
big.
I think it's on your face,
I
but
think
not
it's-
really.
I think it's
Yeah.
pretty big, yeah.
I've seen like noses with like bumps, and that's why my best friend, going back to what you were saying, she got it because she couldn't breathe. Like she
Got
had
it.
a bump, you know. And then like I have a scar because I got into an accident, so
Okay.
I'm eventually going to get a nose
Right.
job. But then I also want to get a boob job, and that's normalized nowadays.
Sure.
You know, like
So
I'm doing that, and I talk to a lot of girls.
Sure.
And I always ask them, the first question is, and we're always like, is this real? Like, is it real? Like, it's
they're
becoming
so-
a normal
they're so good,
question.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, is it real?
And I think that it's great that we have the technology that you're able to do that. I think it's
Yes.
great. Like if something's really bothering you and you want to go get it fixed, I think it's great that you're able to do that, right? I guess what I'm trying to say is that, you know, where is this like substance of who you are, right? Because at the end of the day, you're your own worst critic, right? You look in the mirror, you're like, this fucking wrong, I want to change this, I want to change that, right? But when people see you, they're like, oh, you're beautiful.
Yes.
Oh, you're great. Like, you're amazing, right? And so you can't see past yourself, right? But we're all trying to chase this absolute perfection, right? It's kind of like chasing this like rainbow, so to speak, right? Which I don't think it's bad. I just think that how much is influenced by Instagram and by whatever. Like, if, for example, if that shit didn't exist, would you actually be feeling these things?
I think that social media does a lot to harm women. I think that social media is amazing to use on a marketing scale, like
Sure.
for
Yes.
businesses.
Yeah.
Sure.
And I think the whole thing about promoters and about influencers is horrible for young women because these 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds, 14-year-olds are looking at Instagram and they're taking photos of themselves in very revealing clothing, right? They're 13 years old.
Their parents don't know.
Some of their parents are
They don't
totally
have
aware. Some of the parents are totally aware, and they're taking photos of their kids looking like
Right.
this, you know?
It's true.
And they're harming their own mental health.
Yes.
And so I think that on a mental health scale,
Sure.
that Instagram, Snapchat is really harmful, especially for young people that still have multiple minds.
So
That being
social media, yeah. Like I said, I kind of grew up where it was social media came in at like the half point of my life. Like again, I'm 30, so I remember what social media was like when it first started versus where it is now. Where it is now, it's kind of like, it's really insane because you really get a 1% reality of the world. Really, like that is the 1% of the world. If you go walk outside on the street every single day, there's not people walking around with six packs on yachts, you know, popping bottles. Like, it's not it. You're going to meet Joe, the guy who's, you know, working at, like, the 7-Eleven or some shit, or who's making a $50K a year job, like, being a sewer constructor guy or something, you know? Like, that's reality. Like, that's the actual reality. Right, like, that's the actual reality. So, it's kind of interesting. Like, it's, and for me, it's brought in so many good things. But it's like with anything, like with any form of technology, right? It's brought in so many great abundance of stuff. Like you guys are all here because at the end of the day, it was through social media, like, which was an amazing part about that. It connects people.
Yes.
But I want to hear from what you guys think from experiencing it. What do you think the negative things are? I know Elizabeth had some stuff, and then I want to hear from Angie too. But like, I know you had some very interesting insights on that.
I mean, like I said earlier, it's just social media can be so detrimental to people's mental health, especially people that are younger. I love it from businesses and marketing. It's a great way to do outreach. especially for student governments, even the government, people that are running for government positions. DoorDash. Absolutely. But younger kids. I mean, come on. These kids in elementary school, middle school, going into high school are obsessed with what they look like on social media, are taking very revealing photos of themselves just to try to get followers, right?
Sure.
And I think it's my own personal belief is that I don't like that businesses now are requiring social media. I did something a while back for Bang Energy, and I wanted to be a Bang girl, right?
Got it.
And I did the audition, I did everything, and they said, we loved you, but you don't have enough followers.
Oh, what?
Wow.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah, no, and I control my social media really closely. I know people that are following me. I only follow people I'm interested in, and I post personal things when I go do things, when I travel.
Sure.
I don't want to have 1 million followers of people that I just don't know.
That doesn't fucking matter.
Exactly, it doesn't matter.
What do
But
you
all
think?
these kids are going
Andrew's
into...
got an opinion.
Andrew's got like,
She's
She's ready to go.
Go, girl.
I
Do it.
totally understand that, but for me, like, I would not have a business without Instagram. I do not use any other platform. The way that it's grown in terms of like doing ads, marketing, targeted ads, like you can grow communities and grow businesses in impactful ways using social media. Like Instagram is basically like having the internet. Like when the internet exploded, people were like, oh my God, we can reach people throughout the world. The same thing with businesses. It's like whatever you want to accomplish or whatever your goal is, it's like you find that audience and then it grows, you know, and you feed that and it feeds you.
Yep.
You can like tailor your experience with anything. So like it's all about discipline and like how much you interact, how much you want to interact. Like I still have to put boundaries in all the time. I'm like, people can contact me whenever they want, and I'm like, I'm so sorry, like, I am busy, like, I'm midnight. Yeah, it's midnight. Yeah. I'm so sorry.
I mean,
Like,
it's
but
a business.
But that's the
Positive.
That's the business
well,
side.
that's
business
the
side.
no, but like with any form of technology, and I want Aaron to reign this. I think he's got it good because me and Aaron have been in the. This is how we know each other. So everybody doesn't know. The viewers don't know. Everybody doesn't know. Me and Aaron have known each other about 7-8 years now, and we both know each other through our work in the internet business. Nice. We started our internet businesses separately when we were like in our early 20s. So we've kind of seen the whole progression of Instagram and social media and marketing. I mean, you know, I've seen the whole thing kind of progress, right? And like I said, like any kind of technology, like I remember when I had a Razor phone. Like, you fucking remember that shit?
First phone.
I was like, wait.
Yeah.
I had a Nokia.
Yeah.
Same here.
Like, that was like,
Blackberries?
yeah, like that
Yeah,
was,
Blackberries.
and like look at how much the iPhone has changed the world.
Look at DoorDash.
Yeah. I mean, like,
Right, that's right.
yeah.
That's like a positive.
I remember when somebody first told me what an app was. I was like, an app? You don't have the app? I was like, what the fuck is an app? It was like an app. Like, you know, like the fact that you can call an Uber and you can have food and
Uber.
you
Or
can
an
do,
umbrella.
Like, don't get me started on Uber.
Yeah, so
Umbrella.
it's
But
truly.
that's not social media.
No.
That's just like the emergence
Well,
of
that's
technology.
the byproduct.
How it blew up in like the last 10 years. It's insane because I remember I got Instagram when it started and it was
Right.
like you posted with the Instagram
Yeah,
filters,
yeah.
your pictures were terrible, and like looking at it now versus when it started, that's insane.
It's
Did
it's
you have
insane.
Facebook?
Can you even take
Yes.
a picture without a filter?
But like,
Yes.
do you remember
Oh.
the Instagram? Do you
Yes.
remember the Instagram filters?
Yes,
There
of
was that
course.
one filter.
Just that. That's
Remember
it.
that?
That's it. Others were like.
And you would
I don't
post it.
remember.
No
Or like
one
the
does
one
it
with the
now.
flowers
But
on
you would,
Snapchat.
yeah, but you would post. You would take a selfie, and on Instagram you would say, "I like that one." And now we like edit and then
Yeah.
upload.
But can we recognize that she just said, can you even take a picture without a filter?
Ooh.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna
That
pride myself. I
sucks.
take a lot of
I
unfiltered
need
pictures.
You do.
I've worked in marketing.
Everybody is so concerned
Yeah, I don't even.
about
I've never
editing,
uploaded a
about
photo with a
filtering,
filter.
when you need to be
Yes.
focused on natural beauty
Yeah.
and not
Well, this is why
being-
this is going back to the plastic
Yes.
surgery kind of
Maybe
thing,
it's all intertwined.
right? Because it's like a real life Photoshop.
You're like, I don't want to look like that. I don't want to look like.
That's the whole point. is
Maybe
that
the two of them kind of fed on
But
each other.
that's a whole. What do you
They
think?
do. They play.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
sorry.
What
Let's
do
hear
you?
from the other
Let's
side
hear
of
from
that.
you.
About
Let's hear from
social
you.
media.
Like everything. Like, what do you think it's
That
good?
mental
Well,
thing.
okay, I'm gonna ask you a very specific question.
Okay.
How old are you again?
21.
Okay, so I don't know if you remember what it was without it. Maybe slightly.
Maybe
Uh,
we were 7.
You were 7.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yes.
do you? Okay, let me ask you a question. How many hours a day do you spend on social media?
Mm.
About 4 to 5 hours.
A day.
Yeah. Maybe 4.
I do.
Check
six, so you're good.
Checking Instagram,
Yeah.
She's like,
Whatever.
normalize it.
Yeah.
and how much is that is versus like how much of that is talking to people, posting or trying to? Because let's be honest,
Or
we
just
all,
scrolling.
we're all.
Contain
Because
yourself.
there's I think there's 2 sides of Instagram, where there could be 3 sides. One side is you just scroll because you're bored and you want to watch videos about fucking whatever bullshit. Okay? Second is you want to compare yourself to other people that you fucking know. You're like, oh, this bitch went on a fucking
But
trip
that
to
comes along the way.
Yeah.
right, right. You're like, this bitch went to Tulum
You're just sitting
and
there.
went right
Yeah.
and she
Just
went
sitting there
to
and work on your ass.
she went to fucking whatever, and now she has a nice ass, or maybe she's dating some rich guy or whatever. So now you're looking at your profile
Stalking.
and you're like comparing yourself to these people that you know, and then you take it a step further. Then you start comparing yourself to like celebrities or whoever, right? So there's like an introspective of what does my account look like and how can I make it better, right? That's like the second part of it, and the third part of it is
It's like I'm asking very specific.
yeah,
Very
Question.
specific.
right.
Oh, that
Yeah,
was
very
like
specific.
super
What was your
detailed.
question?
Three layers
I know.
to it.
What's going on?
And then the third part about it is you're thinking of once you get past all that, then you think of how can I make money off of it. You're thinking how can I make money like all these other people are making money.
You're talking about someone who like slowly wants to become an influencer
Yeah.
just by spending time on Instagram.
Well, I think that's a natural progression. So let's get into like some really good stuff.
We just had a really crazy connection. I'm sorry.
Really?
Yeah, because we like okay. So my best friend from home, she was like, "Wait, you know her?" I was like, "Wait, you know her?"
Wow.
It was like a really.
Wait, are
like,
you guys
sweet
friends?
moment. Yeah, no, we're friends.
Yes.
But she's my friend from
Wow.
LA, and then she's my friend from the Bay, like from my hometown.
See,
Wow.
just
Yeah.
connected
We're
on
not-
Power of social media.
I know the power of social media.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, there you go.
So
I-
let's do.
I have a real so we can ask.
I'm gonna stop.
I think everybody here is kind of dating. Either everybody's dating or actively dating or dating somebody.
No.
Facts. Okay.
No, negative.
All right.
Extremely
Very
fast.
single.
Very single.
Very single.
Happily single.
Love that.
Do you
So
know why
Elizabeth,
you're
are you
dating?
single or are you in a relationship?
Looking.
I am in a very committed long-term relationship.
I love that for you. That's rare nowadays.
Yeah, I mean,
How's
I.
that?
Wait, what's going on?
Hey, tell
So-
us.
What do you love about dating?
More.
What do you hate about it?
Oh.
Tell us.
Oh.
Yeah,
Please.
show off.
Let us go.
Well, okay, we've been together for almost 2 years now. And he and I have a lot of things in common. We both love the gym. What I love though is his dedication, because he is so dedicated to his life, to his passions, to the gym, because he is a gym rat. His parents were gym rats. But the women, man. The women love him.
It's so hard to
They
work in that
love
space.
him. And
Oh
so
my
he gets offers all the time. Oh, absolutely. He gets offers all the time, you know.
And he
people
loves
hit on him.
you.
But he does love me, which is awesome
That's
because
why
I
you
love
love
him too. But it's a lot to constantly hear about it. I mean, we joked around with each other for a long time, like, oh, that's a boyfriend, that's a girlfriend, of like who we thought was attractive.
Sure.
And then it kind of got a little detrimental to the relationship, so we stopped doing that. But I mean, we've been through it together. We've been together for a long time. I think his biggest mistake was saying that he was planning on proposing. Because
Wait, how old is
Why do you
he?
think you said that?
almost 23.
Wait, what did you
Oh,
say your
sorry.
sign was?
Wait, what are you?
Aries.
Aries. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. But yeah, I mean, I love him to death. He's
Sure.
amazing. We had a big issue in the beginning. I think our relationship's been really unique. But then, like,
Cheating?
No, never.
Wow.
Never.
What was
Um,
the issue?
His parents. Yes, they hated me.
Why?
They didn't even know me and
but
hated.
But he
Why?
Past tense.
Because I'm not religious.
What religion
What's-
are they?
Mm.
They're radically Christian.
Ah.
Is
Yeah.
he?
That's scary.
He's Christian as well. But I mean, I was raised in a Christian family.
Okay.
Totally, like, I respect everybody's religion. I just for myself choose not to
Sure.
practice religion. But his parents didn't know me. They told him that I had no morals, that I was a horrible woman. Oh, yeah, they told him, if you don't end things with her, we're going to kick you out of the house.
Wow.
He's still living at home.
Still
You're
with
like,
you?
where are your morals
He's
at?
still with me.
Yeah, like, what's
He
the
got
morals?
kicked out of the
Where are your
house.
morals?
He got kicked out of the house and he moved in with me. And he lived
Wow.
with me for a few months and then he moved out. And then he
Okay,
moved back in.
so let me ask you a question. I'm just curious.
Yes.
Who makes more money?
Between him and I?
Yes.
Him.
He makes more money, but he lives with you?
No.
Okay.
He lives with roommates now.
Okay.
Yeah. No, he makes more money.
Is that important to you?
No. I mean, of course, I want the biggest things that I look for in a relationship are
Okay.
stability,
Okay.
dependence, honesty,
Okay.
trust,
Loyalty.
loyalty.
Feeling safe.
Yes.
All right. To be fair, I think I saw her boyfriend at the club the one night.
You did.
Okay. He's
And
actually.
he was very mad at you.
Oh, okay. I don't think he liked me.
Oh my god. What did you do, Michael?
No, it happens. It's okay. I don't
No,
know
it's
why-
just because he
What did
talked to
you
me.
Stirring the pot.
Right.
It's just because he talked to me.
It's at that point.
Yeah.
Well, no. What happened was I saw her in the place, and like, I'm just a very outgoing guy, right? And my whole attitude is, if I see opportunity, I just go and I just go for it. Like, like, so if I see something that I really like, I'm just kind of outspoken, and I just went up there. And I was like, wow, you.
No, that's right.
I was
that's
like,
great.
you're gorgeous. I was like, I just said what I thought. And that's what I do. Sometimes it gets me in trouble. Sometimes it is what it is.
But he was very respectful.
No, I wasn't.
Very
I wasn't. All right.
respectful. Yeah.
And I told her about the show, that what we did, and I thought she would be a great. And she had a
Your
very.
boyfriend should be like, hell yeah. That's my
Yeah.
boyfriend. She's gorgeous.
Right?
Yeah.
He was also drunk.
I always thought it was a compliment.
Aw.
Like when men went up to the girls that I've dated, I'm like, yeah, of course. Like, why wouldn't you? Look at her. She looks great.
Yeah.
She was like,
How secure you are.
And it's never bothered me because for me, I don't have time. My life is very busy. I got a lot of shit going on every hour of the day, right? Which is, we have the show, we have to set up people, right? I have this other thing going on, and I try to pay as much attention as I can to things, okay? And I just don't have the mental bandwidth to, worry about who's hitting on my girlfriend. Like, if she's beautiful, that's just gonna happen.
I love that.
It comes with the territory, right?
Well, he wasn't too worried about it. He was a little uneasy.
Sure.
about it.
I get it.
But no, the thing is that guys, and he recognizes this, guys stare at me all the time.
Right.
But you said something.
Sure.
And I told you about this the night we were at the club.
Sure.
Nobody comes up to me and talks to me.
I found that shocking, by the way.
I think it's
That
very
was
important
shocking
to
to me.
say
Stare at
you
me,
like
but nobody
people.
talks to me.
That was shocking to me.
That's weird.
Ever. Nobody
She told me
ever
that. She
comes
was
up
like,
to me.
she told me that. She's like, no one. She's like, thank you. No one ever comes up. I'm like, why? And not only that is because
Getting shot down.
she had a very great just vibe and personality, right? Like, and that's
So you needed that. You
Yeah,
needed
it was.
him to come
I
up to
appreciated
be, yeah.
Mike so much that night
Mhm.
because I did
Yeah.
because I love my boyfriend more than the world,
Sure.
and
You
I
felt
love
seen
hearing
by
it
a
from
stranger,
him.
which is
But
so
to hear it
important.
from somebody else
Mhm.
was awesome.
Right.
I loved it.
no. And let's face the fact, right? I think in dating, at the end of the day, and obviously, especially if you want to go back to the social media conversation, right? And the plastic surgery thing, everybody's so caught up with aesthetics and the way we look and presenting a great image, right? And I think that is obviously, I'm just gonna say it, looks matter, okay?
Looks matter.
Looks fucking matter. I'm just gonna say it. A lot of other things matter too. Looks matter. It's just what it is. That's just a fact of life.
Well, you need to be.
Wait,
What do you
I
think?
I would say on
I
that.
disagree.
I
So,
disagree.
so
Yeah,
that's the problem with
100%.
dating is that we have that expectations of like, okay, I'm only going to like someone. I fucking hate dating apps because of that, because it's like,
Sure.
I'm gonna like someone based off what they look.
Exactly.
And then when you meet them, they're like, you're like, oh, you
Exactly.
don't look like what you
I
look.
have something to say to that.
And then it's just like you kind of like tone out like now this date goes to shit because you don't look like what you look like, and your personality is just like I don't give a fuck because you're not what I
I have
expected.
something to say to that.
What you know what the problem is, and this is my theory.
Yeah.
Okay, and I think this is true. I don't know. I think this is true. What you do is, if you see somebody online, and you see their pictures, you build a mental image of what they are.
Expectations.
You think that you think
Out of 5 photos, which is so unrealistic.
Right.
Yeah.
It's how do you even build
And
a-
then your
I don't
short
even
bio.
Okay, but how about
yeah,
this?
how do you even
My
do
significant
that?
other and I,
Hmm.
who want to get married, who have been together for almost 2 years, we met on Tinder.
okay.
That's
And we were not looking for a relationship. I wanted friends because my friends are all in college, they're all doing their own thing.
Sure.
I wanted friends, and he wanted a gym partner. And I was like, okay, let's go work out. And so we went to the gym and we worked out. And I did not like him at first. And I mean, I liked him as a human, but
And
not in
was
a
your
romantic
type?
way at all.
Yeah.
What didn't you like about him?
Was he your type? Was he handsome?
He is my type. He's very handsome.
Okay.
He's very handsome.
I've seen the guy. He's tall
Oh, okay.
He's
good.
very.
But the
you feel
thing
that way at the
is,
beginning,
but,
or you feel that
but
later?
you're saying you weren't trying to date him.
But I wasn't trying to date him. I had just gotten
Yeah.
out of a very, very, very bad situation. I was still going through court. It was horrible. And I was not ready for it.
Okay.
And so I told him that, and we continued to go to the gym. We went on hikes all the time. And then he persisted. He never hid the fact that he had feelings for me.
Got it.
He persisted, and he kept trying. And then I 2 months into it, a month into it, I was like, yeah, let's date.
Yeah.
And we've been together
Love
for
that.
a
I
long
think
time.
in your case, him being handsome was a bonus, but it's because what you guys found what you both were looking for in each other.
Mhm.
You guys built a connection, going out with each other every day, because it's normal. If like me and you sit in a room
Sure.
for like 2 years,
Sure.
we're gonna fall in love. We're gonna have babies.
By
Like,
happenstance.
you know, even
It's
if,
a
even if
reality.
both of us were
Yeah.
ugly, it's just a thing. Like you
Well,
get used to it. Because
I
what
think-
about age? Like age matters too,
Well,
right?
I think there has
Someone
to be.
might-
The way I look at it is, I think that there is a baseline. Okay, so let's take looks for example. I think there's a baseline of looks, aesthetics that somebody has to reach for you. Okay, I think that everybody has like this baseline where they don't want to go below, and if it's anything above that, no.
I don't think that I
At
think
all.
that's so weird. I think that's so weird to put your looks first. Like your
Yes.
looks are just one part about you.
No, but you,
Yeah,
what I'm saying is,
it's a bonus.
but
You're
you- but
blessed
do you have
to
a
learn.
base-
Your
Baseline.
looks fade over time.
My
would you-
baseline,
yeah,
my
you
get
baseline is
better.
a sense of humor.
But would
My
you
baseline
agree
is
that you need
loyalty.
to
I've
be-
been and trust because I've been like cheated on and I don't care
So
about.
your baseline
And
is
I've lived both lives. I've lived being like ugly and people not like not ugly, but like in high school, like I was not gonna be everyone's like no one wanted to go to prom with me or like date me, right? And then senior year, everyone and now like
No.
college life, everyone's just like damn, like, and I'm just like no, like
You've seen the
I'm-
both sides of
yeah, and I'm
humanity.
just like I don't care. All my ex-boyfriends, sorry, all my ex-boyfriends are like fugly, and
Okay.
and all my friends, no seriously, and all my friends are always like you can do way better, and I always thought
What,
like
they treat you like a
listen,
princess?
I'm tall, but you know what?
treat you
Yeah,
like a
they were
princess.
amazing, but no, they were like fucktards at the end. I mean, but. The point is, I still dated them. I still thought like I wanted a future with them. I wanted to be with them,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
But so it wasn't the
You have to
looks.
know. You have to
It
know your
wasn't-
worth. Either
No,
way.
I
And
understand.
they were all
I
best
understand
friends.
where
They
you're
were
no,
all
no, no.
best friends.
I understand
I
where
don't.
you're coming
I'm not
from.
saying. I'm not saying
Like,
looks are
it's
the.
a level of attraction.
It's
like,
right.
yes.
Like I
Yes.
can't. I like. Okay.
Or like if you have blue
It's
eyes.
it's a.
Yes.
Would
Like,
you
for instance-
agree that you need to be at
You have to be
least a
attracted.
little
Yeah,
attracted?
oh,
A
you
level
have
of
to.
attraction,
right?
It depends on what scale that is. Like for me, like someone who takes care, who knows how to take care of themselves, who
But
values
you don't
like
want to
taking
be
care of
with
their
somebody
body.
that you don't find
I
physically
think you
attractive.
can be
I think that's
attracted.
a-
I think
yeah.
this is the point I think we're all trying to make. You can be attracted to someone sexually, emotionally,
Exactly.
romantically,
all the things.
even if they're not your ideal aesthetic.
Yes.
What I'm trying to say is.
Sure.
What I'm trying to say is. It's a multi. It's a multi. It's a multi-variable equation. Okay.
Yes.
and looks are a part of this equation.
Y equals
Looks-
next
Chemistry.
Definitely
Right.
matter to us.
Chemistry.
No. It's
Yes.
and it just is like if you're an attractive person, people are gonna look at you. It's fucking like it just is what it is. Like people are just gonna be
I
like,
think
hey,
what you're saying is like if you're attractive, that's like the end game. Where it's like we've all been on dates.
no.
with super
I'm
attractive people where
not
it's like-
saying it's the end game. I'm not saying it's the end all be all because I know a lot of. I'll tell you a story. So and the reason why. No. The reason why I'm not saying looks are the be all and end all. I'm just saying that they matter. Doesn't mean that it's not the.
So would
So
you
the
not
limit.
go on a date with like a Harvard grad, rich as fuck, like super intelligent
But does money matter to
woman
you?
if you thought she was not your level of attractiveness?
Well, here's
That's a hard no.
well.
Oh.
Here's
So for
where.
you,
Like, what do you-
Emma,
what do you look
so for
for?
you.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. She has
Because
to
you
be
have to have
interested.
like a level of like
Sure.
there has to be like some attractive like whatever like on paper they can be like a fucking billionaire but like if I'm not
Yeah.
attracted to
Depends on-
them.
it
But what if
What
their
matters to
personality
you?
is your
Well, that's
exact
different because
match?
if you catch a vibe,
Okay, wait.
if you catch a vibe,
Do we
that's
hear what she's
different.
saying?
That's
She said
different.
if you catch a vibe, it's
If you
different.
catch a vibe, it's different
Yeah,
because they
that's
could be
our
ugly
point.
and
Yeah.
cute.
So I made a comment to him where I said, if someone was like not your level of attractiveness, would you date them? And you were like, absolutely not.
Yeah.
And I said, if they had every single personality trait that you ever wanted,
Mhm.
would you date them then? You had a totally different reaction.
Yeah, because it's like you like okay, if you like vibe with someone, then it's like, you know, I don't know, because like a hot guy can come up to me and like talk to me, but like if we don't like vibe on like a different level, then like, because you know, it's like this initial thing. Like I don't know if it's just guys or just girls, but like for example, like me, like if a guy comes up talks to me at like a club or whatever, and he's like not that cute, but we're like really vibing off the conversation, making that eye contact. You know what I mean? When you like look
Yeah.
at
Like
someone,
hyping each other
deep,
up.
intense eye contact, then it's like okay, like even if you're not my same level of like attractiveness, like
Connecting.
yeah,
Yeah,
you're
having
connecting on like a
fun, yeah.
deeper level than like the superficial. You know what I
Yes.
mean?
I think it's with girls too. It's like
Yeah.
girl friendships and guys connecting. It's like you
Yes.
either there's people that you vibe with and there's people that you don't, and it's
Yes.
like they can be the most gorgeous person ever, and you're like there's something off. You know, it's like you
But
have to
this
feel
is
it.
where I
His
think.
personality.
See, this is an interesting conversation because at the end of the day, and some people want to deny it, some people don't, but I just don't deny. I don't deny what's true. What men look for in women and what women look for in men sometimes is different.
But I
It's-
think that is
Absolutely.
what is pushing this whole thing of like the plastic surgery is like that is the ideal
Sure.
expectation of
For
beauty.
men.
Okay,
that was good.
And it's, you know what?
Yeah.
Michael, do you have a guy version of Kylie Jenner where you're like, oh
Yes,
fuck,
absolutely.
I need to be that guy? But does it drive you to get plastic surgery?
Yeah, who is
You need to follow him.
Married with children.
Okay, so I'll tell you. So I'll tell you.
Billionaire.
Okay, no. So I'll tell you.
At
I'm
23.
gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be totally honest with you. And it's kind of a combination of guys,
Who is it?
right? But I'm
No,
gonna
you
give
have
it
to
to you.
pick one that matches Kylie.
Yes.
That's the
'Cause
same
everyone
pressure.
looks at
One.
Kylie, like
That
Kendall,
matches the
Gigi,
pressure of her
But yeah.
on us.
I think the point is you
Aesthetic wise or overall?
No, aesthetic
Oh,
wise.
no,
But
and
that doesn't
overall,
matter.
the
You
beauty
have
standard.
somebody
Like,
that
almost like
drives the
company.
beauty standard.
Okay.
We have somebody.
I don't- okay, I'm gonna be honest with you.
She has children.
I don't.
She's like a
a
perfect
mother.
mom.
I don't.
She owns her own business.
I don't
Girl.
like. Hold on. I don't like his personality so much, and I disagree with a lot
I'm
of.
always gonna say.
So
No, you're not.
What do
But
you
I'm
It's
think?
gonna
saying
shock
is
you.
it's swaying the whole
Elon
men's
Musk.
image of
Joe
the
Rogan.
beauty
Joe
standard.
Rogan.
No.
Does it sway like
No.
what you
I
think about
have.
yourself?
So, again, I'm gonna break it down for you.
Mike, say it.
Okay, hold on. There are a lot of guys that I admire for different. For example, a big guy I admire is Steve Jobs. I've admired Steve Jobs for.
You're missing the point.
No,
You're
no,
not
no.
gonna change what you look like.
Oh, what I look
Be-
like,
yeah,
okay.
what you look
Yeah.
like. The whole point is
Aesthetically. I think.
driving the standard of beauty
Okay,
for men.
Tom Cruise.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Tom Cruise.
I'm not saying
I
that I
know.
agree with it, but I'm saying that for men, just like with women, right,
Tom Cruise.
ladies, that it,
Kinda like,
it
that's
differs based on who you believe
Like
in.
Ricky
I don't
Martin.
look up to Kylie or Kendall or whatever
Okay.
Jenner.
Honestly,
But
I'll tell you the couple.
Guys, Enrique.
Wait.
Honestly, from
Oh,
experience,
Cristiano
because
Ronaldo.
no, from experience, because I've been a girl's
Yes.
like guy's best friend. Guys have the biggest insecurities.
Sure.
Out of
yes.
And they
everyone.
know when you
They
compliment
Sure.
them,
They
Gosh,
love
she's so
to. They love
I
to
got a
fucking
ton.
talk the talk, and they just like be like, all right, I can
They
reel
just
that
don't
girl
show
in,
it
reel
like
that
we
girl
do.
Sure.
in, and
I
it's
think
like when anyone compliments them, they're like, oh shit, like.
Well, I think aesthetically, so I have a couple of guys, right? And they're like we're actors in the 90s. That's my thing. Like, they're all like very genetically gifted. And we're talking genetically, Tom Cruise, Val
Pitt.
Kilmer.
I guess for this question, it would be someone who had plastic surgery, like Kylie Jenner.
Tom Cruise had a
bunch
lot
of
of plastic surgery.
surgery.
Yes.
Tom
Yes,
Cruise
he
did.
Tom Cruise did a lot of things.
Tom Cruise knows like the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
How do you feel?
Mhm.
Separate question. How do you feel about flirting with women now in the
Okay.
21st century, where there's a culture of he said this to me or he's done this to me? Does that make you nervous when you're going around meeting women in real life and approaching them?
What do you mean by he's done
Yeah, what
this
do
and
you
he's done
mean?
that?
Yeah.
What do you mean by
Because
that?
women, not saying all of them, but some women,
Sure.
if they're offended, if they're upset, if a guy
Ah.
gets too close, do you see where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
They will.
Well, I
yeah.
think for me, and this is kind of like how we met. I think
Not a bad way.
not in a bad way, but I think for me, I grew up without social media.
Mhm.
So what that led to, because everything I built in my life, I had to go out and get. So if I wanted to go out and make business relationships, or if I wanted to go out and date girls, I had to fucking go and talk to people, right? So I developed this. Yeah, I developed this very acute social awareness, right? Which is a big part of staple of my success that I've had in life. So for me, I think it's different because I grew up without that. So I had to learn very quickly. When I was in middle school, I was very, very shy. I was very shy. Everybody told school and my mother, like, something's wrong with your kid. Like, what the fuck's wrong with this dude? He just, kind of stays by himself, and he like argues with teachers when he doesn't, and so I didn't understand it. And I remember trying to go up to girls when I was in middle school and try to tell like one girl I liked her, and she like laughed at me. It was the whole thing. And
That's so sad.
oh,
It's
it
really
was.
sad.
But I made it a
Don't worry,
point.
you weren't the only one.
I know. I made it a point whereas I have to go out and get over this. Like, I have to go out and get it, right? Like, no one's gonna just give me stuff, So I had to just develop that. And over time, I think that for me, I just developed acute social awareness about how to do certain things, how to feel certain things, how to, react to certain things. So for me, I think that it's not been such a very big problem because I have this.
11/11, make a wish.
Oh, that's nice. I think because I have that, right? So I just. What is
Please,
my wish?
everyone make a wish.
All right, my wish is we all become super rich and we have this conversation on our yachts when they're next to each other.
Facts.
Facts.
Cheers.
Yeah. Facts. That's what it is.
Boom.
And I haven't heard, but that's just me. I think I've developed that. So when somebody, but there is a certain point where there's a line where I respect people and I respect their opinions. I respect what they are. And then there's also a line where I kind of just don't give a fuck. Like, I've learned in life, I can't make everybody happy.
Boundaries.
That's fucking impossible to do. I cannot make everybody happy. Not everybody's gonna like what I say. Not everybody's gonna like what I do. At the end of the day, somebody's gonna be pissed off at me about something. It's just a fact of life. I've been doing this shit for 10 years. It's just fucking how it is. And like,
But no one will get pissed off at you.
right.
You don't do anything like weird, like as far as what you're saying. If he's talking to a girl and she's not into him, it's not like,
Yeah.
Right.
you won't do anything in that aspect that'll make them uncomfortable.
But I
It's just
like
like business decisions and things like that.
Yeah. You
I've had
gotta,
this conversation really recently with my significant other where he's telling me nowadays it's more dangerous to be a guy because
Sure.
there's a whole lot of unknowns
Oh
of
my
how
God.
a woman will react.
Sure.
I'm so sorry.
I'm
but-
so sorry.
I
I don't
you
agree
have
with that
to
at all.
see things from their perspective as
Sure.
well. It's not just one way. It's not all about women all the time.
Yeah, no,
You
I
know?
agree with
You
that.
have to recognize that guys now are faced with a little bit more challenges
Sure.
because of the culture. I feel like you have something to
No,
say.
'cause
Let her say it.
They're really
No, but
afraid
let her
to
say it.
be
Yeah,
vulnerable.
of course.
They're
I think
really
that's
afraid
what
to be
we
Let her
vulnerable.
say it.
Men are garbage.
Yeah, agreed.
I'm so sorry, but like, I mean, has your boyfriend ever been scared to walk home alone at night? Or, like, been scared, like, no, about what they say to someone, like, thinking that they're
Saying
going to, like,
no
take
out
it the
of
wrong way,
power?
saying no, like,
I'm talking
feeling
more
pressured,
about
like, has a girl ever sexually assaulted
Yes.
and he had to, like, take it?
and he has chronic anxiety about something
Wait.
very personal now.
We actually talked about this earlier. I
Yes.
actually had my guy friends tell me because they actually trust me to be vulnerable. They actually got domestic abuse by a woman.
I've had that. I
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah.
I've had it.
Do you think that people
it's
just
not,
aren't,
Okay.
and it's
like,
but-
documenting
no,
it or,
but
like,
it's not
talking
something
about
that
it?
they want to say it in the open because it's like you got beat up by
It's
a
the
fucking
culture,
girl.
exactly.
Yeah, like it's
no
like
guy or a
Yeah.
lot of guys don't want to openly talk about their feelings.
yeah.
Because that is not what they were raised with. They were
Yeah.
raised to be the macho man
Yeah.
that can take care of women.
Big
They
boys
are-
don't cry.
Big boys don't cry.
Yeah.
They don't want to sit down and have an emotional conversation
Yeah.
and say, listen, this
Do,
is
and,
what
and,
happened.
and do
I
you know
get
why?
Like,
I get that.
wait,
Do you know-
I have to chime in. I totally agree with, like, oh yeah, like, men have their struggles, women have their struggles, but am I gonna sit here and have a pity party for men? Like, no.
Do you know
No,
why?
It's
You
a
know why?
You don't have to.
It's a
Like,
equal
I'll
thing.
tell you
we're
why.
supposed to be
Yeah.
equal.
I'll tell you, and
Thank you for
this
saying
is
that.
this is my honest thought. I think that there's both struggles on both
No,
the
we're
sexes,
supposed
right?
to be equals.
Right.
That's what it is.
No, 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 no.
No, they're not.
Hold on, hold
at
on.
all, like, career-wise,
I'm just gonna,
like,
I'm gonna
Really? For
I'm
real?
gonna set the record
do
straight,
you have,
and I'll
you
just
have
say it.
children and then
I'll
take
just
care
say
of
it.
them?
Everybody's gonna get mad at me, but I'm gonna say it anyways.
All
Men and
right.
women are not equal. We will never be equal. It's not gonna happen. I have testosterone. You have estrogen.
Physically,
It's
we're
just,
not equal.
but like,
Well, we're talking about, like,
Physically, we're not equal.
traditionally.
We have boobs and
Yeah.
you don't.
right.
But
What I'm saying
you
is,
got nipples and I do.
Right.
How do you define
we're
that
equal.
though?
Bro,
Like, how do
since
you
the
define
beginning
being
of time,
equally?
like, when
what I'm saying is,
people-
by not
feminists
equal,
were
that
old,
meaning
they
that
were
there will
like,
always
shut
be
up.
things, factors that will always divide of the difference between men and women. There just will be.
What factors are you talking
I
about?
think
Physically.
no,
That's all
well,
I
no, no,
think.
no, not,
Well,
not.
no,
Like, physically-
but like okay, so I'm gonna say it like on a inside level, we women and men, male, female, we both like we all have both characteristics and traits in our genes, like in our blood.
Both.
Like we
Female?
yeah, we have
Hormones.
our exactly. No, but like not like on a I guess like on a mental like
It's not all
feel-
biological.
Yeah, it's not biological, but like it's like our male, like saying it from a female perspective, like our male instincts is to take action, to be independent, to do shit for ourselves. Our female is like, oh, we're gonna receive like what we deserve. So it's like that whole balance of things is like you have
But what
to
is the balance for
appreciate-
like the male perspective? 'Cause,
I
like,
think
you're saying
what I'm
like,
trying to say is,
I'm saying yeah.
I think men and women. If I had to make a weird comparison, it's gonna sound weird, okay? But I look at it like salt and pepper. Okay, are they both like a spice, and do you both like put them on food? Can they both serve equally the same function in things?
if they both equally do the same thing.
Yeah, it's
But
equal.
pepper is still not salt, and salt is still not pepper. But they're better together
salt and
than
pepper.
they all.
What?
It sounds weird,
know,
right?
salt and pepper.
Your experiences are
I
going
don't
to
like that.
speak
Yeah.
your opinion.
No. But like, if I just use pepper and I don't use any salt, and if I just use salt and I don't use any pepper, like what I'm trying to say is, men and women at the end of the day,
Do you
in
use
my
pepper on a salad?
Yeah.
yeah,
Why is this?
I
don't
used
use
to.
pepper on a
If it's got some
I
eggs,
do not understand this analogy because I don't know like what salt represents and I don't know what pepper represents.
What I'm just trying to say, at the end of the day,
It's kind of like red and white wine.
No, no, no,
What
what-
I'm trying to say.
what
They're
I'm
both
trying
the
to
same
say is-
thing.
And blended into
You're gonna
rosé.
freak out.
no,
Exactly.
at the end of the day, though, my point is
We're
that
both
Oh, brother.
needed, but we're not the same exact thing.
they're not the same. But what I'm trying to say is,
I love this perspective from your perspective.
no, that
Salt,
they're
Right.
they're
What
better.
are we? Salt?
Balance.
Pepper.
Pepper.
I use pepper.
Are you trying to say salt and
No,
spice?
I
It's not
prefer
a fair
pepper.
No,
and
the
pepper.
point is,
Very salty.
No.
is that I think that there's kind of the divide, which here's always been my main thing in life, and this is kind of what I live by. Okay, and I see this big divide between men and women now, and the culture is very divided now.
It's very different than it used to be.
Sure, but there's a big divide now. You're either this or you're this. You're either that or you're this.
What do you mean?
Like
Right?
people are
you're
divided.
so
They're divided
broad.
culturally. They're divided politically. They're divided
Yeah, but I meant in
Literally,
terms of men
separation.
and women, what's the big divide?
I think that there's this big.
Or like, what's your own experience? I feel like,
What
Yeah, what's
can
your
you
experience?
do that I can't do?
Wait, hold on. Can you answer my question
Sure.
first? Hold on,
Oh my God,
everyone.
there
One
is-
moment.
Can we
One moment.
Okay.
take
So
a break?
social media.
There's
break.
definitely lots of divides, but I'm curious what you think about like the divide between men and women. And I'm not asking with any hostility. I'm asking.
Yeah.
So let's let him answer.
Yeah, I think that what's happening is that both sides are not coming together to try to understand each other. I think that there's a lot of screaming back and forth. I think there's a lot of this. We're this.
Wait, but
Wait,
are
can
you
you be
talking
more
about
specific?
politics or are you
Yeah,
talking
what
about
do you-
women? Because I think we're getting a little bit too much onto
so
like.
can you be more
We were
specific?
talking about dating.
Right.
So
So
social media.
Wait,
no.
let's go back to dating. Let's go
No,
back
no,
to
no,
dating.
no,
So I didn't get an answer then.
No, you
Screaming
are.
back and forth between men and women.
Huh?
Screaming back and forth between.
Yes.
Elaborate on that.
Okay, I am.
Yeah, what are
because
we
it's-
screaming about?
It's kind of like what she was saying, right? Where she made a point where maybe we don't understand men. We don't understand them in this way. We don't understand what they're going through. We don't understand and you were like, well, fuck that. They can walk to their car just fine. They don't have to
Never
worry
said
about
fuck.
it.
Never
Well,
said
no.
fuck.
But like her attitude was more.
Oh,
Her attitude was more well, they don't have to deal with this. So
They've historically
I
been
have a
preyed
comment.
upon.
I have a comment.
sure.
So like the amount of people, like imagine this, right? Amazon people buying pepper spray. What is more of the like? Do you think more men or more women buy pepper spray?
Obviously, more women.
Like I'm just saying, like I've had
Why
like a stalker
obviously?
like in my hometown who has showed up to my front door.
Obviously-
Any guy would take like a bat to his face. I was scared
Obviously,
scared
because
shitless,
women
like,
are more when it
Not
comes to
Attacked?
not the vibe.
Attacked?
No, it's something. It's not. It's the fact that women
What's the
don't
point of
women
podcast?
don't have the physical strength as men, right?
That's where.
That's actually genetically.
That's
That's
the
what
point.
I'm saying. We are equal, but
That's the
not
point.
physically.
Yeah.
You can
Right.
carry something. Maybe I can't, but she goes to the gym.
But
and she's
I've
like
always-
working out, so maybe she can.
I've always said this
Physically,
though.
yes.
I've always said this, and this is
Okay,
just
so
my.
that's why we need
But
pepper
what's
spray
something
because we're
you
not
can do
strong.
that I cannot do?
Oh no.
I'm
What is
so.
something you can do as a
Mike,
man?
we are going down.
Yeah,
that I cannot
yeah.
do?
It's
Wait,
okay.
wait,
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
No. I wanna.
Okay, but guys, let's let him finish because we've asked him a multitude of
I know,
questions.
you gotta
No
ask him more
one's let
questions.
him finish, so let's let him
Okay.
finish.
Sorry, you're
Okay.
saying
So ask me the
female.
question. Ask me the question.
What is something that you can do as a man
Literally.
that
Wait,
none of us
this is
can
a good-
do
I don't.
as women?
I
Something you
thought we
can
were
do as a man
Non-physical.
Oh god.
that we cannot do as women.
Non-physical.
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 I guess
Not
we can
carrying
This is a
something.
juicy podcast.
Honestly,
Right?
okay.
I
Honestly,
agree.
if it's non-physical, my honest answer would be, if it's non-physical, then it comes to the factor of what your skills are non-physically. So, for example, if we were going to compete in a non-physical thing, let's say business.
Why are we
No,
competing?
just stop. Just
We
stop.
have to let him answer.
No.
Right.
Please. He hasn't been able to answer.
No.
Just
I know,
let him
we're
answer.
being
It's
berated.
his podcast.
Okay, so let's say it's
Into a
mentally,
whole
okay?
other-
Let's say business is a good example. I think a lot of people here are trying to get into business. Let's bring that up. So business is a good example. So that's not a physical thing. That's just, it's more of a strategic mental game, business, okay? So if you're going to compete with me in business, what I can say to you is, I do not believe that there are any things that you cannot do that I can do.
Exactly.
I don't think so. But
Yeah.
what I do believe is, what it comes down to is, but who has better skills? Who has better experience?
Depends who went to a better school.
Or what's your business skills?
Depends how many languages.
Who wants it more?
Depends who wants
That's really,
it more.
yeah, who
Well,
wants it
well,
more?
Depends why you're into it.
Well-
Are you passionate about it? Just like if
Okay,
it was
let's
me and
move on.
her.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Wait. Okay.
No, no.
It's just like
Where did it go from dating to
Because
this?
we've stopped communicating. Now we're arguing.
Yeah.
No, there's no
it really
arguing.
is. It really
I'm not
is.
arguing.
Are we doing a
Right.
fight night?
No,
No, we're
Me too.
we're
I'm
no
trying
we're
to really understand.
we're
No.
debating right
No,
now.
no,
It turned from dating to like a
There
whole
is
other level.
there is no
like,
debate and there is no arguing. Okay.
Yeah, this is
I'm trying to
so great.
really
It's so good.
and I
so
just
great.
said
I think it's good for us to talk about and hear all of the different
I
perspectives.
have met, honestly, to be completely honest with you, I have met a lot of talented women in business. I have. I've met a lot of talented women
That's our
that
girl
are.
in the corner right there.
Okay?
Yeah.
I have.
Let's go.
And I'm not going to say that I haven't, right? I've also met a lot of talented men. I've also met a lot of untalented women in business. I've also met a lot of untalented men in business too, right?
100%.
And there's a lot of things that come into play, right? Which is natural talent too. Like some people are naturally
It's like
athletic or naturally
feeding into your strengths.
right? So I think that non-physically, it comes down to really there's talent involved, right? Like what's your mental aptitude to achieve certain things? Like some people are more talented at math, some people are more talented at language, whatever it is.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? Some people, honestly, man or woman, they should not be in business.
Oh, for sure.
They should not. They suck.
Yeah.
I've told them, I'm like, dude, it's not your thing. Go do what you need to do.
Oh, yeah.
It's not your thing, okay?
You tell people that?
I have, yeah.
Yeah, Mike's very honest.
I'm just honest. I told you
As you guys,
it's
very
not
honest.
it's not your thing, right? And this is where this is where
From dating to business.
well this is where things get uncomfortable, right? This is why I'm trying to have this conversation, right? Because in my opinion, this is something I've been trying to achieve for like the last 5 years.
And your experience.
This is something I've been really trying to achieve, and I think I'm trying to achieve it with the show here too, which is to me the biggest strength you can have as a person, man or woman, right? And I think the most influential people in this world and the most influential leaders in this world have all been able to do this, which is you can create unity where there's division. That to me,
Preach.
Inspiration.
You don't have to have the same. I don't think you should have the same viewpoints.
no. But if you can create unity where there's absolute division,
Yep.
then
I
you're
preach that.
then you are to me you're absolutely powerful.
I think you make a great point. Like the
because-
iPhone.
Right.
Unity and absolute division. There is no other phone now.
No, because you can unite people under one thing, no matter if you believe this, or no matter what you believe this, or
You're
whatever
right.
the fuck. If you can do that, if you can execute it, to me that is like a skill above skills.
Yeah.
You are now like an ultimate player, because now for some reason you're able to get everybody to understand each other, even though somebody's drastically different. But if you can bring everybody together, if you can create this unity where there's total division, which I think there's a lot of division right now,
Yeah.
if you can do that, I think you're like a superhero.
Can I
The
bring
worst
it
state
back?
you've ever been on. Let's start with you.
With me, right?
Yes. Worst date you've ever been
Sorry to
on.
adjust to you guys.
What happened?
Worst date. I actually, right now in my mind, there comes to two worst dates. One date where I felt like I was questioned, like on an interview. I was literally answering the questions and I couldn't ask a question back. And I was literally like, what's your favorite color? Where are you coming from? What about that? And I was just like, give me a break. I want to drink my coffee. I got my coffee. And he wanted to see me again. And the other date was a date with a gay guy. I kind of started to realize that he's
How did you
gay.
go on a date with a gay
Okay,
guy?
he didn't tell that he's gay. He tried to pretend that he's normal, absolutely normal. It was my first date on Tinder 2 years ago. That's why I didn't want to go on Tinder dates anymore. He found out that I just moved to another country, so what he thought, his perception was, okay, she just moved to this country, most probably she needs papers. And he needed to get married because he didn't tell to his parents that he's gay.
Oh my
And he was living with his boyfriend.
You're not actually
No.
really
Yeah, I didn't tell, so
This is
basically
money.
why-
If he's gay though, why would he want to match with you and
No,
date
no,
you?
marriage
He
thing.
was
Papers.
talking to me and
Trying to
everything,
get
but he didn't
It's
do
like
it
a
right
give and
away.
take. Like
Yeah.
I'll give you papers, you'll become a citizen
Yeah.
because she's not from here. She's a
Oh.
foreigner.
Yeah.
And in return,
But
you'll
he
get
didn't
married
tell
and
me that.
you'll tell my parents that I'm married.
Oh.
Out of the
There you
closet.
Yep.
Sorry.
Wow.
But the funniest part, he misled me. On Tinder, he was texting to me like, hey,
Oh
like,
my
you know,
god.
I'm that and
Was he
that.
good looking at least?
Yeah, he was good looking.
Oh
That's why
my
I was
god.
surprised.
That's so sad.
Looks matter.
When I was sitting there,
They
No,
matter.
no.
No, let
No.
At least.
They fucking matter.
Okay, wait.
when I was there, I started to catch vibe, and I like we all have a gaydar. So like I was sitting there and I was just like, he looks like he's gay. Why is he talking about girls? Like, and he's like talking about his ex, and I was just like, seems like he's talking about the guy. So when he was drinking more and more, and I started to ask him questions like, what about guys? Have you ever experimented that and that? So I started to ask him.
This is typical first date.
He's like, okay, I'm gonna come out of the closet. My parents, they don't know that I'm a gay, so I'm living with my boyfriend right now. I'm looking for a wife to marry to give her papers.
Oh my goodness.
Like, it's gonna be beneficial. And I was just like, I'm here.
Oh,
Like, I'm boyfriend. No. I was there to find a boyfriend.
I'm like that. I'm
You
desperate.
there?
I'm desperate. My brother was born here and I was not, so I'm just
I thought you were happily single.
No, I'm happily single. I need the papers.
Wait, you still have it?
No, I'm on a student visa.
Really?
So my brother was born here.
Here's my next
and
question.
I wasn't.
Oh my goodness.
Here's my next question.
Not fair.
Yeah.
So I want to stay single.
What would happen if you were dating a dude and you found out he had made out with another guy?
Happened.
What?
Made out with
What
another
happened?
I wouldn't
High
care,
school.
to be honest.
High school.
Yes,
How did
I
that
was
go on?
okay. So one instance happened where I was dating this guy, and then we ended things. And then I found out years later that he was gay, and I had the biggest heart attack because I ran up to him, found him again in high school, and was like, "Oh my God, did I turn you gay?"
Right? That's the worst.
And he goes, "No, you were just an experiment." And I was like, "Oh, I'll totally take that. Okay, that's great." And then my first boyfriend in high school, like first love, right?
Yeah.
6 months into it, he goes, "I'm bi." I was like, "Okay, that's cool. You still like chicks. We're good." And then
You were okay with
I
that?
was totally okay with that.
Yeah.
But then he said, "Okay, now I want to go date a guy." And I mean, we had been coming apart. It wasn't the whole shocker. And I was just like,
date?
yeah, like date. And he's like, "I want to go date a guy." And I was like, "You do it, man. Like, yeah, that's fine." I mean, we broke up. I mean, it was, heartbreaking, but it was happening. It was coming. And so we broke up, and he actually went and started dating guys. And I went to Disneyland with him and his boyfriend.
No shit.
Yeah. And it was because I had a pass and he had a Disney pass, and we used to go to Disneyland together all the time before we broke up. And hey, man, I mean, I haven't talked to him in years, but I bet he's
Fucking
good.
A.
Okay, so I had an opposite experience. So I was like,
You were kissing women?
no,
Okay.
no, they actually love kissing me. I'm not about that,
Well, you
but
seem
like
very kissable.
I was in San Diego and I like walked up to a bar, and this guy goes, hey, where are you guys from? Blah, blah, blah. Long story short. And you can tell, like, obviously the way they vibe and the way they talk. And he goes, I'm totally gay, by the way. I'm like, yeah, I can tell. And then he goes, fuck, though. Like, I'm so attracted to you. I just want to fuck you because you just throw off that vibe. But I'm totally gay.
And he's gay.
Yeah, and he's just, like, literally right off the bat was just like, he's just like,
He was like attracted to you.
he's just like, I'm so fucking gay. He literally the whole time,
so fucking
he's like the whole time he's just like telling me about his like stories of like,
Do you feel attracted to him though?
no. And so like, it was kind of funny because he's like, fuck, I'm so attracted to you that like, I'm so gay, but I want to like just fuck you. And I was just like, oh no. And I was like, sorry, like that's just like my automated like instinct. Like I was like, I'm not trying to say I'm not trying to say I'm not attracted to you, because I know how guys like get, oh shit, like I compliment you and you don't say it back. And I was like, it's my automatic behavior to be like, no, I just don't go that way. And he's just like, no, it's okay. But it was just like so off the bat where he was just like, I would totally do you. And he kept saying it like every other and he's just like, but
That is so weird.
It got weird.
yeah, but then he was just like,
weird.
he's like, I don't, like, what would you say, like, what would you categorize me? And I was like, I don't categorize
Weird.
people.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, what was your worst date?
I honestly don't go out on dates because I don't know what to expect, and the people I've actually like dated or like went out on dates were always like friends or someone I knew for a while, but it was never like through an app or like someone just like a blind date.
Sucks.
I just can't
Yeah,
because I
it
don't know what
sucks.
to expect, you know, and I'm just like, it's kind of like weird. Like I don't want to waste my time. You know?
Got it.
Preach.
Like,
In real
Yeah.
life, sometimes you meet someone, you think like, oh,
Yeah, if I
vibing,
met
then
him
you
and I
meet
vibed
the second
with him.
time and you realize something.
yeah. If I met him and I vibed with him, I'll go out on a second date. Like I'll go out on a date or like not a second date. But I mean, I won't just like based on what like texting or based on phone calls or FaceTime like, oh, like I like this guy, I want to go out on a date with him. I have never, no joke, like I am against dating. Like when guys are just like, oh, I want to take you out, I'm just like, yeah, maybe if we like meet somewhere, you know,
same.
with friends or something. Maybe if I run into you, we'll go out on a date. But other than that, I'm just
I
like,
see.
I'd rather not go on a date. Maybe it's a bad thing. Maybe
No,
I
it's
could have
not.
met my soulmate that way, you know. But yeah, it's not the best advice I would give because all the guys I ended up with were all assholes. Yes.
I see.
So it's not like I made the right decision by making them my friends first and then like
I
getting
see.
with them. But it's better than just wasting my time.
Wasting your time.
Yeah.
What was your worst date, Mike?
What was my
Oh,
worst
let's
date?
hear this.
Yes.
Let's hear.
Ooh, how
I don't
many
want to hear
worst
about
dates?
Aaron's worst date after that.
Of course.
Let's hear it.
My worst date.
See, I
Holy
didn't even
shit.
get to say my worst date.
You're coming up, girl.
Nah, it's
I'm
like
like, I think like he's just speaking one.
it's spinning.
one over.
There's been some interesting ones there.
Okay, what's the craziest one?
No.
you
I want to hear the
experienced?
worst date.
The worst date.
I want to hear
ever.
the worst
I
one.
wanna say
Okay, all
What
right.
is it?
Okay, and it was a blind date actually.
Okay.
Of course
it was a
it
blind
is.
date. It was a blind double date.
Ooh.
So my friend
Ooh, love
set me
That's
up.
awkward.
Yeah.
So my friend had this girl that he wanted to see, right? And she had a friend, and we were gonna go out to dinner together. Okay. And so he showed me pictures of her, and I'm like, oh, she's stunning.
Looks matter.
What's the matter? And well, that's all I had to
Your
go off.
tagline.
Right. And I'm like, okay, let's do it. Let's set it up, okay? And first of all, honestly, she used like 20 filters because in real life, that shit, like, it just didn't
20
hold up.
filters.
Didn't help.
Reference our first conversation.
Right, reference.
Yes.
So whatever. But she's still cute. I was like, okay, she seems nice. So we go out to dinner. I shit you not, I've never seen this before. Like, this was like social media phone addiction at like another level. Okay?
Oh no.
We were at dinner.
And it's here.
I hate
We were at
that.
dinner. No.
Oh.
We were at dinner. Okay, he was with his girl, and I was with my girl. And we went to a nice restaurant. It's in LA. It's called Isabel. Really nice place.
Love that.
Beautiful. Great steak, great food the whole night. I swear to God, the whole time when she was there, sitting next to me, I was trying to talk. Yeah, yeah, will you hold the phone and
the hell?
will you, yeah.
Like,
and then I swear to God,
pictures
Oh,
or
and
no.
then
What is she doing?
and then when the food came,
No.
I swear to God, on a timer.
Was it her first time there?
I swear to God, and that was the whole night.
Oh
It
my
gets
I
better.
think it was her first time.
Wait, that's a thing?
Maybe she was trying
That's
to
a
get
thing?
something.
No,
That's a
no.
person?
I don't think
No.
so.
I was sitting there eating like my steak or whatever,
No
right?
fucking way.
And I swear to God, the whole time was like flashing, like, and then
Was she taking pictures of food?
no, was of her,
What if she was not interested?
and then maybe, but that's just crazy.
Hey, you know what I would have done? I would have took the phone and chuck it.
But no. Then I
I
saw,
say something
and then
too.
Yeah,
No, I
would've said
literally
something.
would've-
I would have been like.
then I saw
hey,
on her
like-
phone. Okay, not only was she taking the pictures, she was editing them in real time. I saw because I saw the Facetune app pop
Was
on
she an
the phone,
influencer or
and
something?
she was contouring.
then what I
No,
started saying.
she was contouring her face like at the table. Okay, and then not only that, but like she was so rude to the staff. Like my thing is, she was so rude to the staff.
Oh. Okay.
Like she
Wait,
would-
did you not input any of your opinion during that?
honestly, I just kind of watched it and like just let it unravel. I was like, okay.
It was
like,
the wingman.
I was
just
like,
there for
listen,
the
No,
fun.
I literally would.
And you know what? I still paid half the fucking bill.
Of course you did. Of course you
Because
did.
you know what? You do that as a man.
Wait.
This is what you do.
Half and half with her.
No,
No,
with,
half
the,
with the buddy.
with the double
I was
date.
gonna,
Half with the
I was
buddy.
gonna go like, I'm gonna open another topic.
I was
Are
like,
guys supposed to pay on the first date? Yes
well,
or no?
well,
Yes. Yes.
I'm just gonna tell you, I've had a lot of women offer to pay on the first date.
Offer? Yes, of course. I offer every time. But if he says yes, oh my God, I'm not going out.
Well, I think that it's for me.
Maybe I'll pay the next time. Not maybe. For
It
sure
develops
I will.
over time.
Yeah.
I will
Yeah.
say
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Like
But the
my
first-
guy and I,
first
when we
time.
started dating, right? He paid for the bill.
The first
And then
time.
I knew, because I got to know him,
Yes.
that, okay, I want to pay. Or it got to the point where if I asked for us to go out, I would pay because I asked.
Yeah.
He asked, he would pay because he asked. But now that we've been together for so long,
It doesn't
most of
matter.
the time
Now it
it's you're
doesn't
paying
matter.
for you and I'm paying for me,
Yeah.
and that's it.
But like
Or it's just
it
like-
shouldn't be expectant of like
But on first dates, although I'm a feminine,
No,
and
no,
I'm
yeah,
all like,
no.
what can you do that I can't do and all that, I feel like out of respect on a first date,
yeah,
the
no.
guy should pay.
I agree
Full
with
stop.
that. But
And if
it
he agrees to a girl paying and,
But-
and gets mad over her not going out with him
Yeah.
again, it's just like either
But then
he
he'll
should
claim
go.
that you're playing games.
yeah.
No, but
Because
I
you're
think-
saying that
No,
you'll do it,
so
and then you get
I
mad because
agree
you...
that
I'll
like
do it because I have to, because I'll go out and eat that food. I can afford it, you know. I don't mind paying it.
yeah.
You look
But
like you want to
it's
say
not
something.
like-
Yeah.
It's not like
she
I'm
does.
going out with him because like he's offering me something I've never had. Like, oh my God, I'm gonna take pictures of this. I've never had this food before. No, I can pay for it myself, but I expect him to pay it.
But then guys, and I've seen
Yeah.
this happen,
And then the next
I don't mind
time,
Guys
guys
will turn
being,
around
like,
and
you know,
they'll be
asking
like,
me to pay, but I
but
think as a
Yeah.
mom
you're
said, like if I
feminist.
go on a date
You
and
want
the guy
equal
says like,
treatment.
hey,
Exactly.
you pay for yourself.
oh,
I think
When
that
you-
it
when
means
you
like he
put
says,
that
hey, I'm not
label
interested
on,
in you, and this is my
like,
nonverbal,
hey,
Exactly.
nonverbal
you're a
way to
feminist,
say that
you
that's it, you
pay
go your
for
way, I go
your
my
shit.
way, and if I
So,
still cleave
hey,
to
put
him
that
after that, it means I
independence
have no
on and
self-respect.
pay for your shit.
all right, I'm about to open up.
Interesting.
Hold on,
Interesting.
before we do that,
God damn it.
I want to hear about Aaron's worst date.
Yes.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yep.
So it was like 5 or 6 years ago. I don't even know if it's really considered a date,
Okay.
but we met on Tinder,
Oh, Tinder.
and we're going back and
Tinder.
forth, and everything's going good. She wants to hang out, so I'm like, okay, we can hang out. And I think we were supposed to get together like late afternoon, but she kept saying stuff like, oh, I'm running late, blah 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 blah, and she ended up like just coming over. So we were gonna come over, and I don't know if we were gonna take my car and go somewhere, but so she comes over at nighttime, and she gets there, and it's completely black or whatever, and she doesn't message me until she gets there. So she's like, all right, I'm here.
He's so
I go down the steps, because a couple of flights of steps, and I get there, and she's like outside her car, and she's parked in a spot where there's no lights. So I'm like, okay, this is a little strange, it's a little odd, but I guess I try to give people the benefit of the doubt. So I'm like,
Right.
all right, I don't know, whatever, maybe she did. So I said, well, yeah, let's go upstairs for a sec, and then we can, head out or do whatever. So we go up the stairs, and then when she gets inside the apartment, she turns off the lights.
this is a booty call.
So she gets inside the
Oh my
apartment,
God.
She's a he.
and she turned it. So now I don't know what's going on. I'm like, well, I want to see. And she's like, she keeps wanting to go to like the bedroom.
Oh, God.
So I'm like, well, I want to turn on the lights and really want to see what she looks like, because I don't know if it's a she or a he, or I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it's a. I don't know if it's. I don't know if it's an animal.
He's blushing.
I don't know if it's an
No.
animal.
So I turned on the light. I eventually,
This is
I
bad.
got the lights turned on, and it was basically just a catfish. Like she wasn't who she said. She didn't look anything like her photos,
Oh my God.
and I mean, she didn't look anything like her photos.
So she tried to like blind you by the darkness.
Yeah, and I think she was just trying to like have sex or something, because she kept trying to. She got to the apartment, then she wanted to get in the apartment, then she wanted to keep the lights off and just go to the bedroom. Where's your bedroom at? Just show me where the bedroom's at.
I think she's used to booty calls.
That's weird.
Yeah, but because I eventually got the lights on and it didn't look like her at all.
Oh.
Yeah,
Did
through
you
Tinder.
end up
Tinder.
going to the bedroom?
No, I turned the lights on and I made an excuse and she left.
Good.
Okay, what was your worst date,
And
Queen?
that was that. Yeah, but it was straight.
Okay.
Weird.
The whole, it just got stranger and stranger. Yeah.
Okay.
How about you?
So
Queen.
my first date. So I'm not used to dating apps. I'm used to like just meeting people out and about and whatnot. So I finally like did a dating app, and you know how like height is a thing with guys and girls?
Yes.
Of course.
Absolutely.
Where guys tend to like
Like women
talk-
like taller men, is that what you're saying?
obviously like at
Yeah,
least
they
like
do.
a good like
Someone taller.
probably
Hey,
what 3
height
inches
matters.
because
Height matters.
if I'm gonna
For the
if
majority.
All the
yeah.
guys I dated were shorter than me.
Height matters
For the
because
majority.
if I'm gonna wear
That's
like if I want to like wear my heels,
Yeah.
Like it's great.
I want to be at least like my guy
Yes.
taller. But so this guy, he's just like full on like, all right, I'm gonna surprise you on a date. Takes me to a shooting range, which I love because it's like I'm adventurous and whatnot.
Sure.
And then come to find out, he's like, I'm super vegan. I'm like, what the fuck? You took me to a shooting range, and then all of a sudden he's just like video calling me, and he's just like, so I went to the farmer's market and this is what I bought, and like blah blah, and I'm just like,
He's vegan.
yeah.
That was the issue?
Well, it was.
Look at her.
It was
She's like, what's the problem there?
Yeah.
it's like if you're going on a first date and someone like portrays like, dude, I'm so fucking manly, I'm taking you to a shooting range.
Are you saying that being vegan isn't being manly?
Well, shooting range.
I don't
compared to-
just go ahead.
No. Okay. Comparison to shooting.
Yeah.
I can see what you mean.
You
You're
know what I
shooting,
mean?
and people generally
Like, it's
shoot
just like-
animals to kill them.
So
and eat them.
Yeah.
like for me, like I hate people not being authentic, and it's
Yeah.
like putting up a front. Like
He
for-
could be a vegan that authentically loves shooting.
Right. I don't see what the problem is on his
Right?
side, unless you're just
No,
insecure about
I-
it.
Killing animals. You're
I-
not killing stuff.
No.
Yeah.
Right. You're
And that's
shooting
the
a
whole
target.
point of
Hold
being
on.
Vegan.
Hold on.
You're not laxous intolerant.
I
He's
understand.
Vegan. He chose.
like what
I-
I'm talking about.
Just
So-
say it,
Okay,
Mike.
wait. So
I get what you're saying.
no, wait. Okay,
Just
so
say
first
it.
of all, he lied about his height.
Is he shorter or taller?
Shorter.
Shorter. You always lie if you're
Yeah.
shorter.
So he
I
lied
know,
about
actually, you know what?
Yeah, that's true.
I never lie about that.
I
shit.
love that you never lie, but if guys do lie, they're not gonna lie that they're shorter than they really are.
Yeah, like I never say I'm 6'6",
Like,
I'm
right?
6'2", and that's
Right.
Oh, no. I actually had a guy that, like, laughed about it. He's like, oh, I put on my profile, I'm 6'9". I'm like,
Do you know what's funny? Do you know what's
Some guys
funny?
are just weird, man.
You know what's funny? I purposely tell girls before if I meet them. I've met girls on a dating app. I've purposely told them I'm 5'7". Like
Are you really?
Yes.
Okay.
I purposely said that because in my it's weird in my photos I look tall. That's because my shoulders are kind of wide.
right?
Yeah,
Broad.
I'm broad this
Yeah.
way. So if you take a picture of me, it looks like I'm tall, right? And I kind of have like tall guy features, like my face and my hands. They're kind of big. But I purposely tell them, by the way, I'm 5'7".
Mm-hmm.
So that way they
By
don't.
the way,
But no, I'm
No,
serious.
that's good.
That's
Because
all.
that
height
way,
matters. Height matters.
it does.
No, it really does.
It does. I
It
know.
does. I'm not gonna lie.
To the majority.
But
But as I told you, all my exes were shorter than me.
no, but I think if you have
Like,
redeeming qualities,
seriously.
it's okay.
Yeah, but they have qualities like loyalty.
But I just want to get that out of the way.
Yeah.
At the start.
I just want to, because if
Yeah.
you have like a height requirement, like no
For
matter
sure.
how charming I am or no matter how much, how charismatic I am, you're just gonna be like, listen, dude, you're not 6 foot, I'm out.
Let's not play games.
No, it's
Right.
not like.
And some girls are like that. They're like, I'm not 6 foot.
Yeah.
Or you don't have a fucking jet plane or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
And they're just out.
No, but it goes vice versa where guys get insecure and they're just like, okay, so I'm gonna say like my ex, so he was 5'9", I'm like pretty much 5'6", and if I wore heels, he's like, please don't wear those heels because
That's weird.
yeah, no, because he's like, please don't wear those heels.
That's really weird.
That makes me an inch taller than him.
That's weird.
So, but no, it's a common thing though, because guys don't want to be below.
Have you heard that before?
No.
I will
They're
say-
proud and happy to have me. Like,
But you know what? You know what's weird for
they
me?
loved having me. Like my ex was 5'5",
He,
and he loved me
being
wearing
taller,
heels.
but
Like,
being taller than
He
him.
just, you know why? His excuse was always, they're probably looking at me and going like, he has something taller than that. That's why she's with him, you know?
Mm.
And it was true.
Wait.
You know?
No.
The big
Moving on
dick-
from that,
the
because
big
I'm not
dick
gonna be a
energy.
part. I'm not gonna be a part of that.
What?
I'm not going to be a part of that conversation. We talked about this before we rolled in.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
moving on from that.
No, what I was going to say, and I was going to comment on her. No, I get it. I was going to comment on her vegan thing. So this vegan thing.
Yeah, let's talk about this vegan thing because I'm vegetarian.
I
so
get it.
I literally went through all the
see, this is where the unity conversation comes in.
we're all about
I totally get what she means. She means that she was like wanting to go on this very disguise.
No. You're totally taking it out of proportion because
I didn't say okay.
Because you're like I was expecting on.
What were you expecting?
I wasn't expecting anything.
She's just kind of saying, I get what she's saying.
Yeah,
like if someone says, I don't like drinking, and then they end up drinking.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't like drinking.
Yeah,
you're drinking.
But I don't see what the relation is between shooting and being vegan.
Why are people
Okay,
vegan?
were you shooting a board, a target? Were you shooting an animal?
Well, I didn't go deep into it where he's just like, oh, I love shooting animals and blah blah.
Yeah.
Like I would have to tell you my whole date experience of what it is, which sucks.
My opinion was, I thought, in my viewpoint, to me, I think that she thought she was gonna go out with this like gunslinging, meat eating.
Right?
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw guy.
No, I don't go into any dates with expectations because I love people being themselves. That's what it is. He literally comes into this date like, I'm all badass, I shoot shit and blah blah.
So his personality switched.
Yeah. And then
it wasn't congruent with
from that first date, he goes on to like
to impress her.
That's what I mean. Like, see what I mean?
Oh my god.
It doesn't matter.
One of our first dates, my guy tried to impress me by doing the middle splits and he pulled a hamstring.
But like I don't know, that's what I mean. Like
it was
see
it's
how
like,
it is.
Say like you're not drinking alcohol now, right?
Yeah.
So it's like if maybe
Aaron doesn't drink either.
Yeah, I don't drink either. Maybe like if you invite me to a bar and then you say that you tell me you don't drink and then maybe like all the stories are about how you party with all these clubs. It'd be kind of it would be kind of it wouldn't
Be like, how?
So like,
are you contradicting yourself?
Right.
Exactly.
It's not like a full contradiction. It feels just a little strange.
I had the best time on the party without alcohol, to be honest. I
No, that's not
myself. And
like if I was to drink, like let's say I don't drink, all right. But if I was to drink, I would literally say like, hey guys, I don't drink by the way, but you know what? It's an occasion. Like my birthday was last week, and I was like,
happy
I want to drink. Thank you. And I wanted to drink, so I drank.
Yeah.
You know? And everyone who knows me is just like, Sarah, you don't drink. It's like, not today. I'm drinking, you know? That's it. But that's kind of like, but I'm not going to go out on a date and tell someone like, oh yeah, I don't drink.
This is
like
what
if we were texting and then like we go out just like a random date and I'm just like, yeah, 2 tequila shots, please.
Right.
What was your worst date, Olivia? Tell me.
My worst date was a guy that I had met on Bumble. And we went to hang out, and it was like during Christmas time, and I'm a huge lover of the holidays. And so I love, if y'all are familiar with it, Rogers Gardens.
Yes.
Love Rogers Gardens during the holidays. They have a beautiful setup. I love all the trees. Anyway, we went to Rogers Gardens, and I had one of my best guy friends on standby ready for the SOS call. You know what I'm talking about? And I meet this guy for this date to go around Rogers Gardens, and he the entire time, similar to your situation, right? Where's my phone? He's like this, but not taking photos of himself. He's making sure he looks good the whole time. He's like making sure he looks fine the whole time. We're inside Rogers Gardens. If we passed a mirror, his eyes were there.
Ew.
The whole time.
Bathroom check.
Yeah. And so I was not feeling it. He was very egotistical. It was not great. And so I called my buddy and I was like, listen, give me something. Something. And he goes, all right. And so I told the guy I was on a date with, I was like, I'm so sorry. I have to go. Something's
that's never good.
no, I'm like, something's come up. And then he knew. I mean, come on, guys, they're not oblivious. And
Sometimes.
yeah, yeah. Anyway, so he was like, oh, so it's going to be like that. And I was just like, you know what? It's just not going well. And I do need to go because I have something going on.
Sure.
And he was like, okay. And I left, and that was that. It was bad. Yeah.
So very, very, very vain.
Yeah, he was very vain, which I don't love it. I mean, I get that you want to make sure you're looking your best because you're trying to put your best foot forward. But we don't need to be looking at ourselves every 2 seconds.
Right, we don't have to overdo it.
Okay,
Exactly.
so I'm gonna say
Go to the bathroom and do
I
that.
guess I'm
Right.
lucky to never experience that.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I think another thing, just to touch on what we were talking about
Yeah.
earlier, is like being on your phones when you're on a date.
Oh,
I have said to multiple guys, I am here to be with you, not to be with your phone.
I
Wow.
like that.
I
And
also say it with my friends.
right? And so my guy that I'm with now, who I've been with for a long time, when we're out together, dining, eating, we're not on our phones.
Yeah, phones
That
are
being
off the
said,
plate.
if we're doing things together, we're both busy people. We need to check our phones. Yesterday was awesome because I told him, like, I'm not responding to emails, you're not responding to work texts.
You went to Disneyland, right?
We went to Disneyland.
That's great.
the
Yes.
whole fucking day.
And we got through it. I think he made it. He made it until like 4 before he started texting back, and I was like, "Stop texting work." And then we stopped. And I mean, I wasn't emailing people. He wasn't texting for work. I was with him, and he was with me, and that was
I
it.
love that.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Being
I like
present.
that you can say that because some people cannot say when they don't like the date or something, and they like just sit there and being like anxious and angry. And I've been working in restaurant before as a hostess, so I've seen some dates fail. I think one of the days I remember there was a girl, she didn't like it at all. And she literally went inside, paid at the bar, and asked how she can leave like from the back.
Wow.
She asked us to come to him and
Yes.
meet us and tell like
I
you
would
know
do
what
that.
she didn't like it.
Oh no!
And,
If you're gonna leave, you gotta tell the
no,
guy you're leaving.
girl.
I could
It was
not
so
do that,
irritating.
I could not do that to
I'm not
somebody.
doing that on a
Well, it
date.
sounds like you're very comfortable kind of standing up for
Of
yourself
course.
and
Well,
what
I think
you want.
something, and I'm gonna say what everybody else says. The biggest key part of a relationship is communication.
Yes,
The guy that I'm with, we do not stay mad at each other for more than maybe 10 minutes. And it's because he does something wrong or I do something wrong. And then I say, this is what you did. I'm feeling this way about it. And this is what we can do to fix it. And then we work on fixing it. We make changes and we move on.
Knock
Yeah,
on
well,
the
it's
wood.
both
That's
parties
very
because
mature.
they
Knock
want
on the
it.
wood because that's very
That's-
rare.
that's very mature.
rare.
No, it's funny because like
Seriously.
I used to be the wing woman, so like like I
always the
said,
wing woman.
I was never into dating apps, and my girlfriends were, and so they're like, Lena. So by the way, I'm going on a Bumble date, a Tinder date. Can I call on you to be a backup? And I'm just like, fuck it, I'm ready to go party whenever you are. And like it literally got to a point where my friends were just like, I just want to go on this date to get a dinner. And I was like,
Oh yeah.
fuck, that's a thing.
Oh,
That
that's
literally
awesome, yeah.
that literally is a thing.
Is it?
It's
Have
a-
you experienced that?
Yeah.
As a guy.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
You would?
Of course. I mean, I think that women always. There's a lot of women here. Well, I would say this. Like, I think that, honestly, in my personal opinion, I like the term gold digger.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
I
Who does
think.
not know
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
Yep.
So, but in my honest opinion, I think that the actual amount of women that are actually truly gold diggers is actually kind of small. Because the reason why I say that
Great.
is because I tell girls if they're on a date with me, it's not for money. You know why? Because there are guys that live around me that have way more. So why the fuck are you not on a date with them?
But that's in
Who are
LA.
taller too.
Who are taller?
Wait, was that in LA?
Got.
No. But that's the truth. Like, so I think there's very few of them. But I will say.
Wait, but was that in LA?
It's been LA. It's been
Oh.
here.
In
But
LA, it's just.
But I will.
I was gonna say,
Sugar daddies,
yeah,
Zaddies.
yeah.
But I will
hot
say-
sugar daddy.
But
That's
I
just
will.
a thing.
I will say though.
Zaddy. I'm hot sugar
I've
daddy.
never heard of that.
With
That's
a
the
Z.
first time.
What are you saying?
A
Zaddy.
capital Z.
Capital Z. Zaddy.
That's a hot sugar daddy.
See,
Hot sugar
I
Well,
don't.
to me that's just a hot guy with money.
I wish I could find one. Even if it's just a sugar daddy.
That's just a hot guy with money.
I mean, I want sugar daddy without the sugar. I just want like a daddy.
A hot guy with
Just
money.
like, oh, like, I'll take care of you. I just don't want anything in return. Is that possible?
No.
Not unless
Really?
you're born into it, my friend.
I mean, if there's like a random guy that was like, "Listen, man, if you ever need anything, just hit me up, and I'll just send you a bunch of money."
You know, that's called being
I'd
a
be like,
personal
"All right,
assistant.
shit, sir."
That
You know what?
sucks.
You know what?
That's why I'm friends with all my guy friends. Like,
But there are girls, and I will admit, like there are girls that I've met that they go on dates and they want free dinner, they want this,
Yeah.
they want that,
I know a lot.
and
Yeah,
and that's their whole shtick. And you know what? Like, if that's your shtick, like you know, I just kind of feel bad.
No, everyone has their.
I'm like if
No,
that's
it's weird.
I'm like
Very
if that's their if your life is so shitty, or if that's the nature of your existence where you're just trying
You're
to
gonna
get
be hungry.
you want a $70 dinner. I'm like, okay, like whatever, that's fine. But to me, at the end of the day, like I almost kind of like laugh at it. It's kind of funny.
Zero respect.
It's just
Would you go out with her again? If you
No.
liked her, if she's good looking, because looks matter.
well, they
If
do.
she's really
They
hot,
do,
like you walk with her and you're like,
but to a certain extent, I've always said like they matter, just like personality matters, just like values matter.
yeah.
You know, it's a
But let's say she was perfect. Like she was also
perfect how.
like everything.
Like
you
everything
can see
that
her
You
check
everywhere.
have
mark.
to remember that,
Everything
that
that check
nobody,
mark.
everybody, even if you love them
Yeah.
more than the planet itself,
What's perfect?
they
though?
will piss you off.
Oh,
And
no,
they will do
no.
things
No,
that you
wait.
don't
Enough
like.
to be as good as like
Someone
your,
that
Okay.
checks
your
marks
children's mom.
everything.
Someone
And
who
what
you
would I
want to
do?
grow with.
So what's the scenario? I don't know. What's the question?
The scenario is you go out with this girl. She's a
She is
gold
your
digger.
perfect woman, but
Yeah,
all
But
she
she's
wants
a
is
has
gold
a
everything
digger.
meal.
you want. She has all the traits. She
Okay.
can be the mother of your children,
Okay,
and you
so-
can see her like raising them like perfect.
You are
know,
blinded by the
You're
love.
ready to give her your all. Like if you
Okay.
had $1 million, you're ready to give her all out.
Okay.
But
Oh what?
she's with you for the $1 million. That's it.
No,
She- she's
no.
still gonna
She
raise your
has no
children.
emotional
She's
connection to
still
you,
gonna-
but you're
yeah,
feeling the
It's,
love.
it's not possible.
So guys will really not be
no,
with
it's
someone
no,
like
no,
that.
it's you know,
So looks don't matter.
no. I just made a point. If she's with me for money, if she's trying to get with me for money, that doesn't make any sense because she can go get a 7-year-old guy.
But she wants you. You have money.
Why?
You're a
Well,
good-looking
because she
guy.
found
Ah!
you.
Well,
No,
that's
no,
it.
wait, wait. But
So
she
it's not just about the money.
It's about that hair.
But wait. But she found you first,
Yeah,
and
let's
doesn't
say
have to
that.
go
Let's say
forward
that.
to like,
Because
yeah.
some girls are with like fugly guys.
But
I
no.
You can
Wait,
jump on
wait,
Apso
wait,
and
wait.
find rich guys like that.
But they're lazy to
No,
continue
I will
dating,
say
and they're
this.
like, "Ooh, I found you,
Yeah.
moneymaker,
No.
Yeah,
boom."
easy.
No.
Yeah.
No.
But
I
you
will
won't
say
spend
this.
money on girls like some of these rich guys will.
No.
It's not like you're gonna buy them a BMW or anything.
No, so
I once
but
had a
like,
guy
but
do
her
that to me.
question
I
was
returned him back.
that like
He
if
bought me a BMW.
No, because here's the
Wow.
My
thing.
boss, my old boss. Yes. And my mom was like, what if he killed someone and
No,
some
but
drugs in it? I was
the
like,
fact is,
I want the car.
It's a BMW.
I want the
Free.
car. It was like a 2020. It was in 2020 and it was like a whole like M kit and everything. It was a great fucking car. Yeah, and we never had anything, like nothing. I just worked for him. That was it.
Wow.
And he just came down. He's like, "Come down. I got you a surprise."
Woo,
I
with an M
returned
kit?
it. I didn't even drive it. I returned it because my mom convinced me. I was actually convinced that like, what if he actually killed someone?
okay, wait, can we switch it around and talk about guys' insecurities?
Yeah.
oh,
Because okay, so for me, I literally
You're starting the conversation and you want to talk about guys' insecurity?
no, but like in general. So like for me, I've always like been that type of person to like, fuck it, I'm gonna do shit for myself. And so like on a whole dating thing, and it's like when I go on dates and then guys are just like, oh, that's your car, oh, this is where you live, and it's just like,
guys. Okay. Let's do this. Okay. So I want to ask any of the girls now if they can ask me and Aaron. First of all, I want to know thoughts on the show. You like it? Hate it?
Love it.
Had a good time?
I really
I love
enjoyed it.
Love
I feel
it.
like I'm on a SilverList.
Ooh, good
Beautiful.
Thoughts on the show?
answer.
Yeah, I loved it. Like I'm telling you, I was sitting there. And
Yeah.
I wish I was on that side. Where I
Yes.
said no.
So loved it. Good.
That's why I joined
Hated
you
it?
later.
The topics were very
Yeah, I saw your body language. You were like ready to get into it.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, we needed you to be a part of it.
I appreciate it. And if you have any questions for us, either me and Aaron, please, I want to.
What'd you think of the group?
I loved it. I thought it was super dynamic. I thought you guys were all very, very, very in tune with the conversation. And you guys brought up all very interesting points. And I loved the different dynamics of what was going on. So I loved it. Yeah. What did you think?
Yeah, I think it was good. And I think what I really liked, even though there were some times that were a
Sure.
little bit
Tense.
more tense or interesting
Sure.
than others, was that everyone said what they felt.
Yes.
Everyone was authentic. So even though we created that, everyone was like expressing who they were.
Yes.
And that was enjoyable.
And we all come from a different background, different
Yes.
experiences, different way of how we were all raised, like,
Right.
Yep.
and
Which
we all
makes
came
it great.
together
Yep.
To same points. Some agreed, some disagreed, which is normal.
I
But-
love that.
But the
Yeah,
great
I loved
thing,
it.
100%.
That's why I loved it.
but the great thing is that like we all learn to appreciate everyone's.
Yes.
And I
That's
learned
great.
a lot.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
honestly learned a lot from
Great.
this.
Yeah.
I loved it. And I loved everybody being here. Did you
Yeah.
have any specific questions you wanted to ask?
What is your desired outcome for
Of
the
what?
SilverList After Dark?
Ooh.
What is that? That's a good question. I think my desired outcome would be to really reach a. Honestly, the reason why I like it so much is that it's a very unique concept. No one's currently doing a show where you're primarily trying to hear from women and you're trying to primarily hear their point of views and you get them all together and it's led by two male hosts. Like that dynamic isn't really out there so much. And I think that what my goal would to build a great audience of both men and women, so that way they can and I love that it's we're all normal people at the end of the day. We're not like celebrities. We're not like some crazy influencer. Like we're just regular people. This is regular life, and it's more of a elegant type of environment. So I wanted to make this this type of environment so that people can talk and people can hear points of views and I think my ultimate goal would to be where I could build a huge audience with women. I could build a really big audience for men, and ultimately I think that people can learn a lot from these conversations.
Yes.
And also be greatly entertained.
Yeah.
I think we're fucking entertaining. I think shit goes on in the show that you cannot find anywhere else on fucking YouTube. Every other podcast I see is very dry and it's the same shit. And
it's all just two people.
And it's always two people.
A lot of people.
Right. And I think so. I think the concept is super unique. So I think my ultimate vision would be to, grow this to, maybe a couple million subscribers.
I think you have the ability,
and
I think you're doing it in a great way.
Much.
I do marketing,
yes.
So this is.
And
great.
for the
You're
people watching, where
up.
can they find you? Where can they find?
Where can they find us? Well, you know what? We're gonna do that. We're gonna let's shout out everybody's Instagrams if you want to be found. If you don't.
No.
I can find you on Instagram.
I mean,
Than that,
You
on
already have my
YouTube.
Instagram.
I know we're gonna get that. You can find the SilverList on Instagram. You just type in the SilverList. That's the whole company that runs this whole
Is
thing.
it the SilverList or
This-
the SilverList show?
No, the SilverList on Instagram.
Without the show.
Yes.
Period.
Okay.
Period.
And then the YouTube is called The SilverList.
Nice.
And the show is called SilverList After Dark because
After
we're
Dark.
After Dark here.
You know.
And you can find me on Instagram, Michael Wolf XR. That's just my name. That's just how I came up with it. It's just random.
Okay.
And you can find Aaron. He's just Aaron Goldstein, my
Yep.
good friend, and he's my partner in all this.
Gotcha.
Partner in crime in the whole company. And we're going to be doing some really exciting stuff. This is just the show. Honestly, the show came about because we've been doing a lot of stuff in the nightlife business for a long time. It kind of came together. Aaron, if you didn't know, was the biggest promoter in all of Missouri for like 5 or 6 years. So
Is there a nightclub
Yeah.
scene in Missouri?
There was.
Was.
There was.
There was.
And then he left.
Yeah. There was a big one. He was like the main
That's
one.
why he's here now.
Right. So there was the big one. So that's how we came together. So backstory, he was always in the internet business. I was in the internet business, but we always did nightlife things. He was a big promoter for a long time. I built the SilverList. We did a lot of clubs in LA and Las Vegas. But then we just had this idea, like we should make this wonderful show. We should make the show after dark and have people drink some wine and talk about some really interesting things and, have wonderful girls come on and provide us with amazing viewpoints and great entertainment. So that's what it was.
Cheers to that.
Yes.
I appreciate everybody for being here. I really do.
Of course,
And I
thank you
appreciate
for having us over.
You guys are more than welcome
Thank you.
anytime to come, please. It's been a very great show. And this is it. I think we're going to wrap up. And it's been a great show, everybody. Thank you for tuning in.
Great.